So, what is up, friends, associates, acquaintances, whatever you are to me? I hope the day is good. I just had some thoughts yesterday. I was driving and I was listening to Honestav, whatever you want to refer to it as. And that song, Wanna Be Like You. If you don't know that song, it's basically talking about his dad and how he used to want to be like him, and now I'm all fucked up and I'm just like you. I don't want to be like you, basically. And I don't know why. It got me heavy thinking. I got goosebumps thinking this, so I just knew that I had to share it. And what came to my mind was the death of the mother that I never met. And I learned about that about 6 or 7 months ago. And so this is my birth mother that I have never met. And I always wanted to, but as life is, I guess it just didn't happen. I'd done some research back in the day trying to find her. And when I'd done research at the time, she was quite old. She was getting older, like in her 50s, and she was arrested for indecent exposure at an airport somewhere, or panhandling for money and stuff. And so any correlation to the life that she had, that is all that I know. That's pretty much all that I know. And then also that she was totally normal. She was totally normal, went to college, basically lost her shit, and that's how the story goes. Yeah, and we can dive more into that at another time, perhaps, but I really want to talk about the thoughts associated with that. So, obviously, I never met her. I can't say that, I'm distraught and upset about her death. I am, but not in the sense of I'm upset personally. Y'all know those people who had somebody in their life that passed away that they didn't even care about, and then suddenly they were their whole world and they're just the next reason why their life is in shambles. Sometimes people just looking for an excuse as to why their life is not the way that they want it to be, but I digress. What it really made me think about was, gosh, it really is up to you. It's really up to you and me to make this one special life that we have valuable, and regardless of your belief system, the life that you are living right now, it is unique and it is special, right? I think we can all agree to that. And it is up to you. It's up to you and it's up to me. There's nobody that's going to come and make it special for you. And I mean, that does happen occasionally. You'll get those instances where somebody comes into somebody's life and picks them up and puts them on the right path, but you can't count on that. It does happen, but we can't count on it. So something to think about is like a doll, right? A doll sitting on the floor, it's sitting up on a shelf. It doesn't have any feelings, emotions, a conscious, any range of mobility, right? So the doll will consistently stay in the same place unless it is moved by someone or a force of nature or something. That is the only thing that changes anything in that doll's life, right? But imagine if the doll gained a conscious and gained mobility, it gained emotions and feelings. How would that change? Then the doll would be able to go out into the world, go out and make action, make the timeline advance in their own life, right? They aren't just waiting for an outside source anymore to come in and change something. And so you and me, we're not dolls. Unfortunately, we were blessed to have feelings, emotions, a conscious, a range of mobility, most of us anyways, right? And we're blessed for that. We don't have to wait for somebody to come into our lives and make a changing moment and impact. It's really up to you. You can wait and hope that somebody will come along, But you might be waiting for a long time, and at the end of the day, you might be sitting on your deathbed full of regrets. So it's your responsibility to make your life worth something, worth a damn. And that's not to mean you're going to be remembered for hundreds and years, but you can be remembered in your own family line and be remembered positively, not the sad story of like my mother. Like, that's heartbreaking that she never had the chance to, and I'm sure she did have the chance though. Here's the thing, she did have the chance, but she chose not to, whatever reason, and I'm sure it's complex. I'm not blaming the lady. Obviously there's a lot going on, but I'm saying that I would have loved to be the one to enter her life and make a life movement where something would change and advance forward for her. That didn't happen though. That didn't happen, and it didn't happen from anybody else either. And so what was the end of the story? The end of the story is that my mother died with at least 3 children that she doesn't know anything about. They don't know anything about her, and nobody even wants to talk about her. Like, I have a hard time finding anything out about her because I feel like I've been shunned by some people that I have met that have known her in the real family, because maybe I'm somewhat like her. I don't know. I don't understand why it is so hush. But that is her legacy. That is the legacy that she left. She doesn't even know who I am and the legacy that I will leave, And that's just crazy to think about, There was a life with lots of potential, and at the end of the day, that is what she's remembered for, everything that I've seen here. And I'm sure there's other people that were in her life more that remember her for other things. You can say a lot about a person, but at the end of the day, what was her impact on the world? She did not. It's sad. And this happens every day. There's people dying every day who people hardly know them. And what was it? What happened? So that is just my challenge, my thought challenge to you, is to think about not being a doll. Don't wait for somebody to come move you into the next place in your life, because sometimes that's not where we want to be when other people are involved in making those moves. For example, some people, they have this radical life change that has to happen because they find out that they have some chronic disease or chronic illness. That was an outside force bringing action upon their life, and it wasn't exactly positive, right? But if they were able to create that action themselves rather than an outside force coming in, they would have had a little more control maybe to decide their destiny. And there's all things that can be said about that, but when you are able to take your own action rather than waiting for outside sources, you can advance your timeline quicker. You can get to where you want to be quicker, not end up on somebody else's timeline. And so just make this life valuable, man. Don't end up like my mother. Don't end up like her, where maybe you even have children out there that don't even know you, and your legacy is just one of mystery and unknown. Make your legacy what you want it to be. Make it your choice, and it is your decision. So that's all that I had today. Hope y'all will have a fabulous weekend, and blessings to you.